Well, with the recent amount of activity by drones in the Middle East, it's no surprising that counter-UAS activities are the central focus of this week's World Defence Show in Riyadh. Well, we're joined by Graeme Forsyth from ECS. Graeme, you've been pretty busy, I guess, with everything that's going on here.
I think for counter-UAS and EW, it's pretty unprecedented, uncharted territory. So yes, extremely busy at the moment.
So talk us through the sort of things that you're doing with ECS.
So we have our Blacktalon counter-UXS system. I use the X just purely because traditionally it's been aerial, but ground threats we see a lot more autonomous vehicles there, and also subsurface vehicles. And the Blacktalon system actually has capabilities in all of those domains.
So we see them working with marine attacks as well as air attacks?
Yeah, so we've added sonar sensors to our capability to actually, for those underwater drones, whether they be for critical infrastructure that uses a lot of water, such as nuclear power plants, or as you say, port installations, or anywhere there might be a naval asset.
And I know you talk about being open architecture. What does that mean for the counter-UXS?
So I firmly believe, just as the company does, no one company can control or be world-class in the myriad of technologies that are required for counter-UAS. And equally, different customers, different users have different missions essentially. So we have to be able to flex the mix of sensors, the mix of effectors, and also the way in which the equipment's deployed. And that just means that it has to be open architecture to allow all of those variables to come into play.
And looking at counter-UAS or counter-UXS, you've got to work to whatever is being thrown at you, I guess. How do you see the future of that going?
Well, the crystal ball would be a wonderful thing, wouldn't it? And if we look backwards the last 2 years, as we've seen the threat proliferate, the threat change, very few people could honestly say they saw it coming. As I look forward, all we can say for certain is that the pace of change is going to continue. Evolutions in the threat, the counter, and we even see the counter to the counter today as people change, doctrine has changed technology. So I think all we're going to see is the open architecture, the move from a hardware and software centric solution to more the capability, partnering with industry, and almost technology becoming secondary, or the solution becoming secondary to that relationship, because it's the only way in which that capability will be able to evolve fast enough to anywhere near keep pace with the threat and the evolution in the threat.
Now, I've certainly seen this whole part of the business picking up with lots of newcomers. You guys have been in it for quite some time. Is that experience actually helping you?
100%, and you're quite right. As with, I suppose, any industry where there's a proliferation of new technology, you know, we've got hundreds, probably thousands of counter-UAS providers around the globe today actively marketing things. We are blessed, you're quite right in saying so. We were fielded back in 2017, 2018, the Iraq War, second Iraq War. And so we bring a vast amount of technology, a vast amount of experience within the team, within the data points and how we've seen things evolve. So for us, that is very much what we are now working towards and how we're now addressing the market, addressing the customer's needs, our experience, our history, as much as the technology that we offer being truly world-class.
Fantastic. Graeme, thank you very, very much for your time.
Thank you very much.